Hello everyone, it is great to see you. My name is Ivo and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. You know, there's nothing better than a beautiful hot piping homemade bowl of soup. And today folks, I'd like to share with you how I make my version of the Italian wedding soup. And guess what? It's easier than you think. Let's get started right now. Okay, so let's fire up our stove. First things first, of course, extra virgin olive oil. 1, 2, let's go with 3 good tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to heat that up. Okay, and here I have about a half a cup, which is about 1 medium-sized carrot that I have sliced and diced. So we're going to add that. Okay. Half cup of sliced and diced carrot. Then I took 1 celery rib, and again, I sliced and diced it. So we're going to add, and this is also turns out to be about a half a cup of diced celery. And then I took 1 medium onion, and it's about 1 cup. I sliced it real thin, and then I diced it. And the onion turns out to be about 1 cup. And for the onion, I'm using red onion today because actually that's what I had. But honestly, you could use any onion you want. Sweet onion works great. Regular cooking onions are fine. And all we're going to do now is let's get this up to temperature, and we're just going to saute it for 5 to 10 minutes. Just want these to get softened up a bit. That's all. So we're just starting to get a sizzle starting, and I think I'm going to add 1 more tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Yes, I like the looks of that better with that extra tablespoon. And again, we're just going to lightly saute this for 5 to 10 minutes. Let's get these all softened up nicely. It's been about 10 minutes. Everything is softened up very, very nicely. So now it's time to add our broth. I have here, we're going to add, if I can do it without spilling. Okay. I'm going to add 3 liters of chicken broth. And of course, the best chicken broth is, of course, homemade chicken broth. But if you don't have time for homemade, of course, you can just buy your chicken broth. And 3 liters of chicken broth is about 3.2 quarts. All right, so get everything in there. Perfect. So now all we have to do is bring this up to a boil. So we're going to put our stove on high, speed things up a bit, and put the lid on. Let's bring it up to a boil. And there's that beautiful boil we were looking for. Okay, there we go. Okay, time to add the rest of our ingredients. So what I did was I have some curly leaf endive here that I've chopped up, and it turns out to be about a good 2 cups, 2 to 2.5 cups. Now, if you don't have endive, the curly leaf style, you can use escarole is also good. And then, of course, you could just use a little bit of romaine lettuce as well. But the preferred are the curly leaf endive or the escarole. Okay, so our greens are in. Now, next thing I went and did was I took 2 eggs, cracked 2 eggs, and to that I added a 1/4 cup of grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. And then I just quite simply mixed the 2 together. And we're going to now slowly add this into our soup. Little by little, we get it in there. Stir as you go. Look at that beautiful egg there. Isn't that nice? Egg and cheese mixture, you gotta love that. It's one of the keys to this Italian wedding soup. Okay, so in that goes. Scrape in all that goodness. Give it a stir. And it's going to come back to a boil again. Isn't that looking good already? And here we are back to a boil again. So that means it's time to add our pasta, or as we say in Italian, pastina, which means small pasta. So this is, as you can see, really small. I'm going to add that in. I've got 100 grams that I've added in of pastina, and you could use any small noodles that you'd like. Okay, the one I use today is this particular one. This one here, and as you can see, acini di pepe is what it's called, and it's just small little pasta balls. That's basically it. But again, you could use any small pasta. In fact, my mother used to, if we didn't have the small pastina, she would take spaghetti and just break it up into little pieces. Okay, so this says 9 minutes to cook. So that's going to cook for 9 minutes. But while that's cooking, we're also going to add, I have here 250 grams of little meatballs that I made earlier and I froze. So if you want to see my recipe for meatballs, I will put a link in the description for you. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. But yeah, all these nice little meatballs, they are all going in. And I'm going to just put them in frozen, and they're going to cook alongside with the pasta. So these are going to cook together for 9 minutes. Okay, and now that it's come back to a boil, that's where we're going to start our timer. And for those of you who are wondering, 250 grams of these beautiful little meatballs is actually about 8.8 ounces. Hey, aren't they nice? That's a great thing if you have any children or grandkids to give you a hand to make these little meatballs. It's a great little thing to get the kids involved with. All right, our timer is going, and look at our beautiful soup. This, folks, is going to be delicious. And it's been about 5 minutes, so we're just going to give it a little stir. And depending on your broth, if you had homemade broth and there's no salt, you're going to want to add your salt right now. Or if you're using a store-bought broth, there probably is enough salt already. But regardless, this is the time you want to add salt to taste. All right, 4 more minutes. Okay, shut that stove down. Our beautiful soup is now ready. And look at that. Oh, this is going to be so good. Look at this beautiful homemade soup, folks. Italian wedding soup right here with the little meatballs. All right, let's get this plated, and let's get ready for our taste test. Yes, just take a look at this beautiful homemade Italian wedding soup right here, folks. Look at this. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add a little bit more of grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Oh, look at that. And if you like, you could add black pepper. I've been avoiding black pepper, so I am going to have it just like this. Oh, this is going to be good. I'm liking this. One of my favorite parts. You know, I enjoy the journey, but I also enjoy getting there as well. The taste test, folks. Beautiful, beautiful homemade soup. You'd never know you weren't at a wedding. This soup is absolutely delicious. It is so good. And those little meatballs, what a great touch that is to this soup. Full of flavor and so easy to make. You can do this in no time at all. It is so easy to make this soup, and I really hope you give it a try because it is fantastic. Whether it's a cold winter day or a hot summer day, a nice warm or hot bowl of soup, it's the way to go. I want to thank you for spending time in the kitchen with me on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. And as always, folks, until next time, buon appetito. The soup is amazing. And that little pastina, perfect. Very, very nice. Comforting and delicious.